Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Eric with American Business Systems here. I want to welcome you here to our webinar this afternoon. Hopefully, you are in for a treat this afternoon. I'm looking forward to visiting with you here for the next hour, and hopefully, you enjoyed a little bit of the music that we were able to learn how to play there. Hopefully, you heard some of that. So, good to see everybody here on this Wednesday afternoon. Good to see you, Dorothy, raising your hand there. I appreciate it. Looking forward to our time together this afternoon. I'm moving a few things around on my desktop here, so I'll make sure that I'm seeing everything and hearing everybody correctly as we go forward. What I'd like to do today, obviously, you can see what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about what does 15 hours of medical billing training, what does it look like? What is it? What am I getting for 15 hours? Am I going to learn everything I'm going to need to know to start up a medical billing business? And I'll answer that in the beginning here with the answer is yes. I'm going to show you how that can be done, because it's extended from just you getting, a certificate, and goes so much further beyond all that. So I want to do that this afternoon. I know that everybody's got questions, and this may be your first time to be on any of our webinars. So I'm going to do something a little bit differently this afternoon. I'm going to ask you that if you've got specific questions that is not related to this topic, I want you to go ahead and type those questions in there. I may not get to them, but what I can do is look over and I can at least share with you, hey, I've got that coming up in a slide here in a moment. But then at the end, if I still don't get it to, because it's not within the context of the topic today, at least I'm ready to help answer your question as you want to go along. So feel free to type any question that you would like to get started here. This is how we're going to communicate this afternoon. We've got a large crowd here, one of the largest ones I've seen in a while. So it looks like everybody's trying to figuring out what they're going to do as the year 2024 rolls around. Folks, can y'all believe that? I was talking to somebody just yesterday or today. Tomorrow we're 2 weeks from Thanksgiving. Where did 2023 go? I don't know if it's like you. I don't know if it's because the older we get, the faster the time goes here. But man, has this year gone by quickly. So listen, I want to, again, welcome everybody here. We're going to be talking about what does 15 hours of medical billing training look like. So let's get seated and ready to go, because what you're going to find out, this is the fastest hour that you're going to have here this week. What I'd like for you to do, if there's no questions that are popping in there, if you just make sure that you know that you can go to the Q&A box. I'm going to show you right where it is on this screen. Here you can go to that Q&A box. What I'd like for you to do, if nothing else, just type in where you're calling in from this afternoon. I always like to call out folks. I see James on here, and I know that he is just right above me here in Oklahoma. And looks like you guys had a great football game this last week between Oklahoma State and Oklahoma University. Not sure which side you roll on, if you on either side, but it looked like a pretty good game there. We've got Sean from Arizona, Tracy's from New Jersey, Ramona from Baton Rouge, from Louisiana. Good to see you there. James is good. And yes, go Pokes. There you go. You and my grandson would just be neck and neck there. He's burnt orange all the way, is what I understand. Arvin is from Houston. Good to see you, and appreciate everybody piping in there. I see there's some other folks here. We got Kirk and Caitlin and is that AJ? Yeah, looks like AJ, Maria, Mackenzie, Pindo, Sean, Sheena, Tracy. So I know that you guys are out there, so feel free to pipe in there if you'd like to. And but really what that is again, to kind of show you where the Q&A box is so you can type in your questions here. Again, we got a good large crowd this afternoon. It's good to see everybody. And we're going to get started here. Obviously, my name is Eric Auger. I'll be your host this afternoon. Looking forward to spend the next 55 minutes with you now. And we're going to just get started. We're going to kick off here with sharing with everybody. There's some new folks that are on here I haven't seen before, but letting everybody know that American Business Systems is turning 30 years old here at the beginning of January. So if you're looking for stability, this is the place. I'm going to blow through these pretty quickly. Some of you know about this. I just want to share with some of these folks where it all began. If you did not get a chance, last Wednesday, folks, I got to speak with the founder of American Business Systems, Patrick Phillips. If you didn't get a chance to be on there live, I want you to go back just 1 week, go look at the webinar that we did last week. You kind of learned a little bit about Patrick here. He and his wife started this company, gosh, over 30 years ago, because they were actually doing billing before they started American Business Systems. And how all that came about is that Linda was asked by a friend of theirs who owned a durable medical equipment company, and asked Linda, hey, I've just lost my biller. I'm needing someone to fill out these claims for me. Do you mind doing that? Well, they did that, or she started doing that. Patrick noticed that she was actually making a pretty good living. So he popped out of the corporate world, came over here. He's an entrepreneur anyway. He was selling all different types of stuff and having a corporate job. Just probably like a lot of you right now, you're trying to figure out how can I juggle being in the corporate world and trying to be this entrepreneur and trying to make that transition. Well, again, you're in the right spot, because obviously the Phillips family has been able to be very successful at doing that. Anyway, back to the story with Linda. She started doing these claims, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, Patrick says, hey, we're being asked by our friends and some family members what we're doing, and could we teach that to them? So that's how American Business System had its genesis there in the beginning. Just kind of saying, it just happened. And then they put together this training and support mechanism to get people started. So folks, to start off with, if you're brand new here, I don't even know if you talked to your business coach here at American Business Systems. So let me tell you, ABS is not a franchise. It is a business opportunity. It allows you to do so many different things. Hopefully in here the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be able to interview some of our business owners of American Business Systems, and you'll see how the entry into healthcare through medical billing opens up a huge world of opportunity in healthcare. Some of our folks still are doing medical billing. Some have transitioned to do credentialing. Some have done some consulting with PCPs, or primary care physicians' offices, helping them get better at what they do. Some have gone on to do even greater and bigger things and still doing the billing. So folks, this is great. Matter of fact, I'm just going to tell you a quick story here. And obviously this is a picture of Adam and Patrick here. And I'll share a little bit about the transition, what happened here. But I was just at a business luncheon yesterday, and who sat by me was a brand new owner of a company that sat down with me. And guess what she was? She was a provider, and she had just opened up a clinic. And I asked her, I said, hey, it's good to have you. I mean, it's good to have you here at this business luncheon. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing. I mean, she said that we just opened up here recently. I'm really a one-man band show. I'm just kind of just doing it all on my own. And I asked her, I said, who's doing your billing? She goes, I'm doing it right now. I thought, okay. So folks, there's an opportunity. So people always are on these webinars asking me, is there still a possibility of doing business with doctors? If I were to give you a client today, would you buy? I think everybody on the webinar would say yes. They're out there. So we're going to talk a little bit about what you're going to learn in your training, how you can learn how to do what I just did, and then who knows, you might end up with a client that quickly. Here's a picture of Patrick and Adam, his son. I'm going to go back to this one. Obviously, the little guy in the middle, or the guy in the middle, that is Adam, and obviously Patrick's up to his left-hand side. And Patrick has recently retired. Adam is now taken over as the CEO of the company, doing great work, writing books, writing magazine articles. But one important part of what Adam has done and established a few years back, he, with a board of directors, created this organization called MIRMA. This is very important for you to learn right here off the bat, because MIRMA is an organization that helps you as you're getting started in medical billing, because it's going to become your association. So this is the Medical Revenue Management Association of America. It is the largest independent group of medical billers in the United States, because it's housed with all of our ABS business owners. We literally do thousands upon thousands of billing transactions a day. And so that's what you want to be a part of. So when you're trying to set your foot out in action, out in the in the world of billing and working with doctors, you need to be associated with an organization. There's some other organizations out there that you can certainly join as well, but this is the organization that actually certifies you as a certified medical revenue manager. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. What does this 15 hours get you? And how is that going to help me promote my business? And this is one of them, because not only do you get to put the credentials, initials behind your name, CMRM, but you also can be put on there, utilize the logo of MIRMA.org there. That's where the doctors can go back and go see, hey, what is MIRMA? What are they all about? You can see it. And Dr. Vicki Rackner is the CMO of this, Chief Medical Officer of this organization. And there's some other folks that are on there, some of our business partners that help us with some of our other services, they're on there. So you're going to want to make sure. Hey, and obviously, one of the things we're going to briefly talk about today is the medical billing platform that comes along with the business opportunity. You can see there, it's powered by NextGen. You can go check them out. We did a little bit of spiel on them not too long ago that you can go hear the interview that I have with Patrick about this. But this was actually started by a couple of doctors, and it was called Health Fusion at that time. NextGen tried to do similar things that Health Fusion had done. They said, forget it. Let's just see if we can buy them out. They ended up buying them out, folks. So when you got a large company like NextGen buying out a billing platform and an EMR platform, there's a lot of credibility to this. So now, I'm going to tell you something that you need to do. If you haven't already done it, make sure that you get back with your business coach and ask them to do a demonstration of this software for you, especially if you've got business partners that are going to join you in your endeavor here, getting it started in medical billing. And so it'll help you to kind of solidify that this business is real, and some other things that will go along with what you're going to learn out of that demonstration. Plus all of these other different services. And I'm going to try to touch on some of these today because of what we're doing within the webinar. The last thing I'm going to share with you, and I like to kind of share this up front because there's a big document here, the 5 secrets for success that we've kind of put together, trying to get you started here. You want to go get that. And there's another document I'm going to talk about towards the end, but this one right here, all you got to do is go out there again, fill out your name, your first name, last name, give your email address. We already have that information because you're already here on the webinar with us today. But what you're going to get is this printed out document of kind of going, if I join American Business Systems, how are they going to help me get that first client? And I want you to get that. So you're going to want to get that. All right. So I'm going to erase some of these things over here on my Q&A box over here. And it looks like we've got Mackenzie. It's from Arizona as well. Good to have you. All right, I've cleared out my Q&A box, so I'm ready to start taking your questions here as we kind of get started here. All right, so folks, the big question here is 15 hours. How am I going to learn everything that I need to learn just in 15 hours? Well, let me first tell you, you're not going to learn everything in 15 hours. So just put that to rest and put that put that out of your mind, because to let you know, I've been in healthcare now. This is my 17th year in healthcare. I'm still learning stuff about the healthcare industry. Matter of fact, codes change quite frequently. And then just once you know you've got one thing down, all of a sudden something changes. Now imagine yourself being an independent medical billing company out there, and you're not associated with something like MIRMA or American Business Systems. You're kind of out there, and all of a sudden you're pushing out claims for a doctor, and all of a sudden the doctor is calling you up and saying, hey, my revenue's going down. What's going on? I know that I'm seeing just about the same amount of patients, if not more, but what's going on with my revenue? Well, what happens here is that as a medical billing company like that, they kind of get stuck, just keep doing, they're just churning out these different claims quite often, but they have no resource to kind of help guide them along. The reason I say that is, and this is the advantage of being a part of American Business Systems. We're going to make sure that we're going to take you through this training. There's 10 modules. They're about 90 minutes each, and there's where you can get your 15 hours from. But you're going to go through all of that. But that's not the end of your education. And it's certainly not the end of your support. We're going to help handhold you through the entire process, even after you've got the client, to make sure that you got everything going, because your success becomes our success. And let me share with you why that is before I move on to any other slides here. Because the way that this business opportunity works, and reason we're not a franchise, because folks, if you've been on any of your due diligence out there and you're looking to try to get into a franchise, you know that there's a big upfront cost, and then there's usually some type of franchise fee or royalty fees that come along with that. That's in the franchise world, not here with American Business Systems. We have a one-time fee currently right now of $28,990, just right under $30,000. And that's the last thing you're paying to American Business Systems. Even when we bring other services online for you, you're grandfathered into those. We never come back and say, hey, we just added a new service line or a new product that you might want to share with your doctor. And hey, by the way, you're going to have to pay us another $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. We don't do that. All right. So how do we make sure that your success becomes our success? Well, what we've done here, and I'm going to go back over here to this slide here because this kind of help illustrate all this. What we're able to do right here is package all these different services, and each of these services is one of our technology partners that work with us, whether it's NextGen, or whether it's Compliancy Guard that has to do with HIPAA, or Audit Guard and CodeWright, who have all of our certified professional coders there. These are all going to be paid as a fee. So what you're going to do, so let's just take the coding, for instance. Let's say that you've got a doctor there, and all of a sudden that doctor says, hey, Eric, I need for you to do some coding for me. Can you do it? The answer is yes. So now with that, you're going to say, doctor, what kind of coding do you need for me to do? Give me what you're looking for, and let me give it to my team. You're going to take that information. You're going to go to the service for either CodeWright or Audit Guard and say, hey, this is what the doctor wants us to do. They're going to say, this is what it's going to cost for it to do. Then there's a markup to it that you're going to mark it up and go back to the doctor. So you're making the money without having to have employees that are certified professional coders. So it's it's kind of like, if you think of it in the business world, it's kind of like an ad hoc service. So then what you're going to be able to do, you're going to make a little money on top of what you're going to have to pay your people to do it, whether you've hired them as employees or you're utilizing them through these services. Now, this is how your success becomes American Business success. You never have to pay us for those fees. Those are going to be done directly with these professional coders. But then what happens is that this group of professional coders actually pays American Business Systems like a finder's fee. So we're getting pennies on the back end. So you can see that your success becomes our success. So what do we want to do? We want to help you get a client. That's why we are so upfront about what we're doing here, because if you've got a billing client, every time that they're using the product of iClaim and EMRX, again, the company is paying ABS on the back end. Never comes out of your profit, never comes out of your pocket ever again. That's why we can clearly say your $28,990 is the last thing you'll ever pay to ABS. So what we do from then on, we front end load all your training, all of your support to make sure that you're getting a doctor. That's why it's so important for us to help you, because once you become successful on the back end, we're becoming successful as well. So this is why I wanted to kind of take a little bit of time today, kind of not necessarily deviate from what we want to have the topic about, but there's some new people on here, and I want to make sure everybody understands. So if you've got any questions about anything I've just said, feel free to type that in the Q&A box, and I will answer your questions. So but hopefully I'm help answer a lot of your questions already. So again, what does 15 hours of training actually get to you? Well, remember I mentioned earlier that there are 10 modules that you're going to go through in order to get through your entire training. I've kind of got the list here. So you can see that there's module 1 through module 10. The first thing you're going to learn to go through is the introduction And then what is a practice workflow? What's the workflow look like in a doctor's office? And then introduction to medical billing. So we're going to take some time there. You're going to learn how to understand the inside working of a doctor's office, plus an introduction to medical billing. Now, each of these modules typically lasts about 90 minutes or maybe a little bit more, depending upon your questions. Now, remember, the great thing about this is that you're able to bring other people into your training. So let's say that you've got some people that you want to bring on as some billers. Maybe you got a business partner that wants to pipe in. They can be on it too. So depending upon it, if you got a lot of questions or not a lot of questions, it's typically going to last about an hour and a half. Now, it is a live training, a one-on-one training, just like what we're doing right now, right here on Zoom on this particular webinar. The only difference is right now your mics are muted, and then but on the training you won't have a muted microphone. You'll be able to talk back and forth just like if we were just doing it in a regular Zoom meeting. Richard's asking the question here again because of what I just mentioned. Just to clarify, I do not have to hire billers. Yes and no. There's a difference between a biller and there's a difference between a coder. A coder is a person that will take the doctor's notes and convert those into a medical code. And there's two types of medical codes. There's what's called a procedure code, and then there is the diagnosis code, and then there's the procedure code. The diagnosis is what's wrong with the patient. The procedure code is what the doctor did for the patient. It's that procedure code that actually is tied to a monetary amount in which the insurance companies will reimburse the doctor for that particular service. So that's what a coder does. So they would take the doctor's notes and then say, okay, well, the diagnosis of this particular patient was X, Y, and Z. The doctor spent 20 minutes with this patient and also maybe gave an injection or did something else in the doctor's office. Combine that together and create maybe 1 to 2, 3 procedure codes. That's what a biller would then take and put it into our system and then process that claim. So Richard, you don't have to hire billers in the beginning. You can do the billing, but eventually as you grow, you may want to end up hiring your billers. So I wanted to make sure to hopefully to help clarify that, the difference between a biller and a coder. So we don't have billers that you can do that with. You're going to build your own business with your own billers, and hopefully that keeps all of your money within inside of your company there. So hopefully that helped answer your question. All right, so we believe here that at American Business Systems, we have every plan that's going to help lead to your success. That's where it begins. It begins right there with training. And again, once you sign up with American Business Systems, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to get this email, basically, what to do to get started. There's going to be another email. You're going to respond to that email, and it's going to open up the world in which all of your training kind of starts. It's going to get you into what's called our licensee support site. I'm going to show a little bit of what that might look like there, and you can actually start some of your training right there. Now, this is not the live one-on-one training, but let's just take this for instance right here. There's a medical marketing video that's already out there on our licensee support site. You're going to go through that live. Again, I'm going to go back over here, and I think Introduction to Marketing, and you can see here is Module 6. Whether it's your trainer here at American Business Systems is going to take you through that entire module through there. And as you can see there's a little button there. There's another little bullet point there that says More Market. What she's going to do with you, she's going to actually give you some homework. So between Module 6 and Module 7, you'll actually be doing some things to start building your warm market leads, if for nothing else, for lack of a better word. That's what's going to happen there. But let's just say that you go, gosh, I can't remember everything that she said. I'd like to go back and review that. Well, we've already got it pre-recorded, so that you go back and make sure that you got the basics down on what that's there. So for every live module that you're going to do here, for every live module that you do there, on our licensee support site, we have a recorded one there. So you're never out with going, gosh, I can't wait till I get to that next training because I know that she told me to do something and I can't remember all of the instructions of it. It's all there in the licensee support site. Just like right here, it's kind of showing you your homework summary of what you're going to do. Like this one, this would be reviewing module number 2, run through the pricing examples, understand and memorize the acronyms, what an EOB is, what an ERA is, what a PM is, what an EMR is, what an EHR is, what is EPCS, what is FQHC, all of these different acronyms, and probably all these just went right over your head. You're going, man, if that's in module 2, how am I going to learn all this and get all this seated within 15 hours? Let me tell you again, let me kind of bring the comfort level down here a little bit, or bring up the comfort level for you. I'm going to take the fear down and bring the comfort level up for you here. Let me tell you, you're not going to learn it all in 15 hours. But remember, you got an entire support team that's going to help you through all of these things. And so let me kind of take a little side run at this as well. This is why when asked, whether you're asking your business coach or you're asking me on a webinar, hey, Eric, hey, do you think I could go out there and pre-market my business before I kind of quote unquote actually sign the paperwork? Because wouldn't it be nice to come into this business already with a client kind of on the hook? Yes, that would be great if you could do that. But when the doctor starts asking you, well, how are you going to handle my EOBs in the beginning, and you're trying to pre-market this stuff, you're going, I don't even know what an EOB is, or an ERA, or any of these other things. So that's why we want to make sure you get through this training and then go through that. Now, we're going to share with you towards the end how you can be able to go through the entire training and evaluate all of this and see if it really does see, if you go through this 15, 20 hours, however long it's going to take you, and you're still going to have an opportunity to get your money back. And so hang on through the rest of the webinar. If you haven't already heard that, I'm going to share with you how that works. It's fairly simple. But people have always asked, Eric, have you guys ever given money back? We have. And for the reason, because we don't want anybody to feel lost, feel like they've been taken advantage of. We would rather be the ones be taken advantage of, paying the person to get you through the training, shipping you all the equipment and getting you everything going. And then, before 30 days is up, you feel like this is not for you. You ask for your money back. We're the ones at the biggest risk at that point. So you would not be at risk. So that's why we do it the way that we do it. And I'll reserve some more of that towards the end. But what you're going to learn here in that first module is, what is RCM? Well, that's revenue cycle management. Again, this is the way that the doctors talk anyway, or the office managers. This is how they talk. So this first module and 2 that you're going to go through, you're going to learn all these different acronyms. You're going to learn what it is. But here, I'm going to teach you a little bit what RCM is. So if you've got a pen and paper and you want to take a little bit of notes, this is a great time to be able to do that. Or if you're typing it out on your computer, or better yet, if you want to get back with your business coach that you're working with here at American Business Systems, all these slides that I'm sharing with you this afternoon, they already have it in their folder over there on their side. It's already in a PDF. You can go back and look at it later. So that's our gift to you. You can go back and get the PDF slide deck of this already. So RCM, it starts with data collection there. As you can see, the first thing there, it says data collection. It's just getting the information from the doctor. The next thing you're going to do is claims transmission. You're going to collect all of the data, all the claims that the doctor needs to be processed, and you're going to start transmitting those. Then you're going to go through what's called claim management. Claim management is just monitoring and managing what's inside of your computer system that we have, which is called iClaim. And again, I'm going to share that with you here just in a brief moment. And you're going to manage it, making sure that the claims have gone through. Did any of those claims come back? Did they get rejected? If they did get rejected, how quickly can I fix that problem and get it back out so that the doctor can be paid on it? Currently, right now, if you're wondering, that all of our business owners currently right now, their rejection rate or denial claim rate, wherever you want to call it, is between 1 and 2%. The average throughout the nation can be anywhere from 15 to 30%. which is a lot of money left on the table. But so when you can bring this down to the lower digits, like what we're talking about there, you're winning already. That's what's going to capture these doctors and capture their attention. And so you go through claims management, then you're going to finally do what's called AR follow-up. This is what's called the accounts receivables. So this is more than just the claims that have gone out. What about the patients that might owe the doctor some money on deductibles, or they need to pay on a particular bill because maybe they're self-pay? And so people are going, well, what can I do for that? How can I do that? I'm going to get you back up over here, and I'm going to show you right here. In this little slide box that I've got right here, you can see where it says Choice Pay. Now, Choice Pay is very specifically for uninsured people, people that are self-pay. They might need to pay the doctor over time. And so this is included what I would consider to be in this accounts receivable. Because remember, you are a certified medical revenue manager. You are managing every dollar for that doctor. I've got a good friend of mine who I've come to know here in my business circle world, and he actually helped my wife and me really create a new budget. And he says, Eric, what you need to do with your budget, you need to account for every dollar that comes in and every dollar that goes out. And I thought, gosh, that's nothing differently than what we've done for doctors at a medical billing company. That's what an accounts receivable is. We got to make sure that we account for everything that doctor is needing to bill for, send it out, and make sure that insurance pays for it. That's what the AR follow-up is all about. You're managing that doctor's money. You are a certified medical revenue manager. Finally, that last step is now you got to process some reports. So you got to make sure that you get these reports back out to the doctor and get those taken care of there. So that's what the reporting part of it is. So that's the full revenue cycle management. So even this afternoon, we're teaching you what you're going to be taught in your training. And this is going to help you tremendously. Now, moving on over here, I'm going to see if I can open up my a window here, and let me see if I can't try to show you if I can get it opened up in time for you. I'm going to go over here to ABS LSS, and I'm going to open up mine over here. It'd be nice if I spell that correctly. And let me see if I can get into it. Because what I like to do is kind of show you around here and letting you see what's all this is all about here in a live setting here, so you can see this. I'm going to move this over a little bit and say never there, and then make sure I've got all of this up here ready for you to be able to see. Okay. All right. I'm going to share a new screen here. Hopefully everybody can see that now. We are actually in the live version of the licensee support site. So you can see right here, you need help. Our support site is a great place to find instant answers. So you could go literally over here and go, I want to learn more about iClaim. And you can type that right there, and it's going to pull up everything that you need to know about iClaim. So iClaim EMRX, everything about the next gen part of it, valued-based population health flyer added to iClaim and EMRX downloadable marketing files. Folks, we've got more stuff going on. We just had a live webinar back in September teaching our folks a little bit more about iClaim and some of the services that we have here. But just hover over, let's look at the news. Let's kind of see what's kind of going on here. Let me convert this out of this speed reader here. Let's see if we can just, there we go. So now don't get this confused here. We see where it says live webinar this Friday. Now, folks, this is not for you. This is for our business owners, and you can see what the topic is: networking best practices for business growth with Diane Helbig. So we are continually working and training all of our business owners on how to build their business. This happens all the time. Week after week, we're doing something new all the time. We've got new processes and new things here for you. Like you can see Chart Local webinar uploaded. We've got some new digital marketing SEO things that have come on board. A global health resource webinar that was uploaded. Folks, this stuff, as you can see here, these things happen all the time. Why am I showing you this? I'm showing you, peeking you behind the scenes to let you know that we have you covered. We want to make sure that you have everything and anything that you need to make sure that you have a great launch in your business, because we want you to be successful. Remember, I mentioned to you earlier, we've got all these different trainings and all the things that you need to go back and try to go over. Here's all the marketing, the how to target market specifically for doctors here. iClaim overview, what does it mean? What does it do? Here's iClaim navigation and tour. You can watch that. So there's so much information out here on here. So let's go over here and you're wanting to do some medical marketing overview. Remember, I mentioned that earlier to you on one of the other ones. Here is lead qualification strategies. Here's one on marketing jumpstart. Now, these are all the different trainings that you're going to go through. Remember, I mentioned to you this 15 hours is not just 15 hours. It's just the foundation of what you're going to be getting as you kind of get some things going over here. So this is why it's so important to know that you're getting so much more than just what I would say 15 hours worth of training. Then all of your tools here, your presentation folders, you need custom service flyers, your medical billing service agreements. This is what you're going to be able to use to actually download all of your legal stuff for your doctors, so that you're making sure that you've got all of your contracts, your agreements done. Business associates agreements, this is for your HIPAA compliancy. A lot of times you might get that agreed, signed even before you get started, just to start talking with the doctors and them. For those that want to be venturous out there, you want to hire some sales rep or some data entry people, we've already got the agreements ready for you. So you can see, I loved what Patrick used to say. He says, it's like your business in a box, but it's everything's right here for you as you go through there. Then you've got all the other things that you're going to need. Here's your medical billing training part of it. I'm just going to, again, kind of tap in here so you can kind of see what's going on here. So this is the RCM medical billing terminology. Here's the video training overview with the role of medical revenue management company. What does a typical practice look like and how does it operate? Here's so many different, you can see here, we're getting down now into the nitty gritty. So folks, these are, some of these are 45 minutes, some of these are 40 minutes, a little bit longer, some are a little bit shorter, but I think we've got you all covered here. And then whenever you're ready to do, let me see if I can find one other thing here, marketing with books. What does that mean, marketing with books? So as some of you know from past webinars, and I'm going to share a little bit about it today, is how to take the books that we have for you, that many of them we can print your name on it because you're the author of the forward of the book, how to actually utilize those again to go out there and build your business. So we've got everything there to help you go through all of that. So give me just a second. Let me switch over back to my slide deck over here. I wanted to kind of show that for you just a little bit so you could really see, kind of get a good grasp of what does it mean to really get started in medical billing with American Business Systems, and what is this 15 hours actually going to get me? That's what I wanted to kind of share with you there. All right, so let me get back over to here, move this one out of the way. Some have asked, is there an agenda? There is a full agenda here. And let me see if I can get this opened over here. Let's see if this will open up on my side over here so I can show that to you as well. And I think it is. Let me make sure that it opens up properly, and I'll switch it over so you can see that. So you can kind of see what we're talking about here. So we've got it opened up right here. and an in-depth certified medical revenue manager training outline and agenda. So this is a long document. All right. So we're not going to spend no more than about 60 seconds on here. So just kind of bear with me. I'm going to go fast enough, but I'm not going to camp out here. But you can see here in module 1, we're going to show you what you're going to need to do to get set up as a corporation, an LLC, a partnership, or sole proprietorship. You may not know that. You may never have done that before. We're going to show you how the importance of choosing the right name for your company. So these are some of the things that we're going to teach you. So we're assuming that a lot of people, this is your first time to ever own a business. So we're going to help you set up your business entity and make sure that you've got everything taken care of there. Let's get on down to module 2. Here we go. Now we're starting to current insurance claim challenges in a medical office. She's going to teach you that. Common issues in the medical practice have with outsourcing their billing. Common issues with in-house billing. We're going to talk to what are the problems that doctors face when they have outsourced their billing versus when they've got it in-house and they've got an employee there. So to me, I like to go after doctors that have an employee that's doing their billing. Why is that? Because they're probably not collecting everything. And they probably got that person so divided between trying to get their claims out the door and then probably getting that room prep for another patient to come in. See, that's what happens in a doctor's office. That's why getting the billing outside of that doctor's office is the best thing that can happen for that doctor. Many times, there's a book out by Dr. Vicki Rackner. In her book, The Myth of the Rich Doctor, she says that a doctor can actually collect anywhere from 20 to 30% more money if they get their billing out of their office. Great book, by the way. All right, here's module 3. For those that want to do a little dental billing, we've got an overview on how to get a dental billing client. We're going to show you how to price your billing services for dentists. We're going to get into the virtual care, how this can be a door opener for you. Let me just kind of dwell there real quickly. What is virtual care? Well, virtual care is something that's kind of came out of the pandemic. Patients couldn't get to the doctor. But the doctors needed a way to monitor their patients. So there's been several companies that are out there that have created what they call remote patient monitoring devices, which are like blood pressure cuffs. So imagine the patient could take their blood pressure cuff in their home, hit the button. When they get through with that reading goes automatically to the doctor's office. If there's any issues, the doctor's alerted. That's what's called virtual care. There's not another billing revenue cycle management business opportunity that I know of right now that comes with this particular service. Folks, this is where ABS really has busted out of the walls. And this is what I mean by whenever you get involved in medical billing, this is just step 1 into the so many different opportunities within healthcare that ABS is going to help break open a lot of these doors for you. That's just module 3. Again, you can see I'm just going to scroll through all this. I don't want to spend all my time here. We've got about 18 more minutes left. I got some other slides I want to take you through this, but you're asked, or people have asked, what am I getting out of these 15 hours? This is what you're getting, plus more. Remember, everything you're going to go through live, it's already out there on the licensee support site for you to go back over and review and get everything that you need to. If you've missed anything there, just go back through it online, as you can see here. So hopefully this has been helpful for you so far. I do have about less than 18 minutes. I see Richard's got a question here. So I'm going to reserve your question right there, Richard, a little bit towards the end, because I want to get through some of this other stuff here. So obviously, again, what else am I going to learn? You're going to learn that ABS has everything that's going to help you lead to success. Obviously, iClaim is the platform of choice by far. And let me tell you why. You're going to spend a lot of time here on this part of it. And this is why I encourage you right now, before you even sign the agreement, get back with your business coach and ask them to do a demonstration of the software. Because what I'm about to show you in some screenshots is so much better when you can see it live. Because in this book that, remember I mentioned to you earlier how to market with our books there, one of the books that you're going to get for your marketing purposes is called The New Thriving Medical Practice. At the bottom of the book, it's going to have your name on it with your last credentials on there, your credentials, CMRM, and that you've written the forward to the book. But one of the chapters in that book is common causes of rejections include billing for procedures not covered. That's one of them, obviously. Inaccurate coding, undercoding, and then lastly, you see there, human error. What does that mean? Typos, transition of numbers, and other mistakes in entry can cause a rejection. Folks, this is probably the number one reason why a doctor would need to use a platform like iClaim. Let me show you why here in these screenshots here. So if you've ever been to a doctor's office and you're brand new at that doctor's office, typically the first thing they're going to ask you for is your ID and your insurance card. What they're going to have to do at that point, obviously they're going to scan it, but it doesn't get into their system automatically. Someone still has to transcribe all of your information, your first name, your last name, your street address, your phone number, your insurance number, a group number, all of that, the deductibles, all of that. Manually put it into a billing system. The reason that ABS is so different and can help you get clients early is about what I'm about to show you. So everybody see where it says shortcuts right here, and underneath that it says patients, then it says register a new patient, and it says eligibility request. Here's the key. Watch this. I'm going to click on that right there. I've got an arrow pointing right there, so you make sure you can see where it is. When you do your demo, make sure your business coach shows you this. Eligibility request. What will happen there is once you click on that button, it's going to land on this page. This is the secret sauce. So whenever let's say that you've got a doctor that's ready to go. You've already taken my advice. You've already seen a demo, so you're already going to know this. But we're going to do the demonstration for you for your doctor. So you don't even have to do the demo. We're going to do the demo for you. Why is that? Because remember, your success becomes our success, and we want to make sure you get that doctor. We don't want you fumbling the ball. We're here to help you along the way. But one of the things we're going to show the doctor is, doctor, how often are you getting claims rejected simply because someone didn't put the information in your system correct? Just kind of sit there. We'll let them answer. It's usually quite a bit. I'll tell the doctor, let me show you something here. Let's say that you got a patient that has United Healthcare. We're going to put that in there as that drop-down menu. We're going to put your subscriber ID, your doctor, your ID there for that. Then we're going to put in the patient and then the provider's ID and all this information. And then once we click the button, and you can't see it right there, but it says submit. Once we click on that button, submit, then it comes, look what happens here, folks. It actually goes out to the insurance company, pulls all the data from that patient that's inside of the insurance company, folks. Pull that data from there and put it into the system without anybody humanly typing any of that in. A lot of people ask, well, what about all of this AI stuff out there? Folks, I feel like we've got AI way before AI was even cool. We're pulling information, data in from the insurance companies and putting it in our system. So once we've got all this information in here, all we got to do is click on Save Changes, and voila, we've got everything in there correctly. So we have a pretty good confidence knowing that whenever we are submitting a claim's not going to get rejected simply because we mistyped something into the system. So again, may I encourage you to go out there and ask your business coach to show you a demonstration. Say, I want to see exactly what Eric said on the webinar. Demonstrate that for me, because that demonstration will be the same demonstration we're going to give for your doctor who's looking to come on to you with you as a medical billing company. All right, so Richard, this is a good pause for me right now. So let me answer your question. How long does it take to typically launch a medical billing business after you signed up? Richard, that's going to depend a lot upon, obviously, we're going to get you through training as quickly as possible. You've got 30 days to get that training done. Part of that training that you're going to go through, you're going to actually start doing some of your marketing. So it could be that you've got a lead within the first 30 days, could be the first 60 days. And it's really going to depend upon your timing, because a lot of people can't do this full time. There's some people who are going to have to do this part time because they've got a full-time job. So typically with that, it could take up to 30, 40, 60, 90 days at a time. It could be shorter than that. And I'll also say, just on that side, it could be just the same amount on the back end. It could take you up to 6 months to a year. Now, I don't say that to disturb anybody. I'm just giving you the facts here, because it's all going to depend upon you and how you're going to be out there and be able to market your business, how quickly. Sometimes, folks, you can give a doctor one of these books, and all of a sudden they're saying they're ready to go. If you were sitting at the lunch table with me yesterday, and I asked this new provider that's in town, and I'm saying, hey, who's going to be doing your billing? And if you were sitting next to me, I'd have said, and she said, oh, I'm doing it all by myself. I'd say, well, what you really need to do is talk to John over here, or Sean over here, or McKinsey, or whoever's on this webinar right now. You might want to talk with them, because they do medical billing, and they're going to help you make sure that you get all the things, and then boom, automatically, like that. That's what it means to, one of the things that you're going to learn in our training class is how to develop power partnerships. You would have looked at me as a power partner. I'd have gone, doctor, meet medical biller, meet doctor. That's what you want to be able to do. So don't be afraid of marketing. Don't be afraid that you don't know how to sell anything. This is not about salesmanship. This is not about anything except you getting your name out there and what's going on. So again, it could take you, I did a webinar a month and a half ago stating that any new business, to really get into the black, what everybody would think of being in the black, or kind of getting the business going, usually takes 18 months to 2 years. What we see is that we usually see any of our business owners who join us, they do what they do, and they do what we tell them to do, because it's a system. And if you stick with the system, you stick with the game plan, you're going to end up getting a client that's always usually within the first year. And with that first year, you're usually getting your return on investment within the first year, if not within the first 18 months. That's how fast it can be. Do you only focus on medical billing, or how about dental? Mainly what we focus on is the medical billing side of it, because you're going to make more money out of that than dental. But we've got that dental there because there's some people who want to do that. What do I do if the doctor says about prior experience or other clients? Pindo is asking that. That's a great question. Well, that kind of leads here to my next section here about the importance of the material that we have. This is going to set you up to look like you're part of a large group here. So let's think about this. Let's just say, Pedo, you're just getting started in real estate. Now, who wants to be in real estate today, right? I got friends that are in real estate. They're bugging out of it. But let's say that you were opening up a new Century 21 or a RE/MAX. You never sold a house before, but you're part of a larger organization of RE/MAX. RE/MAX sells hundreds, if not thousands, of homes every month, okay? It's the same thing here. That's why we attach you to MIRMA. MIRMA, within that group, you're basically part of a large organization, and the credibility comes with the experience that we have here at American Business Systems. Plus, your name goes on a book, and so usually, if you're handing a doctor a book, The New Thriving Medical Practice, and it's got Dr. Vicki Rackner on there and Patrick Phillips, and oh, by the way, you've written to the forward of the book. Usually at that point, nobody ever asks, well, how many clients do you have? Have you ever done billing before? It's an assumed understanding of what's going on here, just like I'm showing you right here. Inside this book, again, it's got your name, you've written the forward, your contact information is right there at the beginning of all of that. So you have everything that you need there. So hopefully that helps answer your questions. We're going to help you make sure, because again, if you're part of an organization that does hundreds of thousands of claims every month, that helps you build your credibility pretty doggone quickly. As we kind of start wrapping up here, folks, we got less than 10 minutes here, so I'm going to make sure that I've got time to help answer any more questions as we go through this. Hopefully you're getting a lot out of this. I'm kind of gotten off topic, back into topic, back into the rhythm here, because hopefully what you can see here, not just me, because I don't want you to believe me. I want you to believe what you believe yourself in. And that's why I want you to go through a demonstration with your business coach here. But it's not going to stop there. You're going to get an opportunity. I want you to talk with other business owners. And I'm going to share with you how you can be able to do that, because we want to make sure that you have everything that you can have on that. Matter of fact, there are some new people on here. I'm going to go back one slide here. There are some brand new people on here. I've never seen your name before. So let me share with you what I'd like to give to you today, and go back to your business coach and ask for this. Now, there's two ways you can get this book, The New Thriving Medical Practice. If you're anything like me, I'm a guy that likes a book. I like books, and I like to read through books, and I like to have highlight stuff, and I'm just, the old-fashioned part of me does that. Matter of fact, I've got a real book sitting right here. It's like that thick. Well, it's kind of going in and out. You can see what I've got this background in it. It's not picking it up there. But I love books. I like hard books with paper and pages in it. You can go out there on Amazon. You can go pick up the book. It's less than $25. You can go out there and go buy it. For you bookworms, you want to go get one, go get it. It's $25. I'm not here to sell a book, but you can get it for free from us as my gift to you. Get back with your business coach. Say, hey, Eric said I could get a PDF of this book, an ebook basically of this book. I want you to learn what we're talking about here. Not many people would want to give out, quote unquote, some of the secrets that we talk about here, but folks, without our support, you're not going to make it. It's just hard to. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't make it. There are a lot of people here that are pretty smart. You might be able to do it and get out there and go knock it out of the park. But with what we're able to help with you and help you build your business and support you and give you the materials, the books, the website, the support, again, back behind you, us doing the lifetime of support, even with your doctors, being a part of the Medical Revenue Management Association of America, or let alone the business coaches that are here who are also business owners, who have probably already had a client like you're trying to get involved with. And you can help these folks get into that, or they're going to help coach go along that way. And then all the business tools. We're going to actually show you how to market yourself on Facebook. There's not many companies that do that. We're going to show you how to make sure you get set up properly with LinkedIn. We've got all of these different parts of the system ready for you to go. All of your proposals, all of your business contracts, everything that you're going to need. Lastly, as I kind of wrap up here, people have asked, what are some testimonials? These testimonials are on our website. You can go out there and check them out. I'm not going to read these. I want to get to the last couple of things here. I do want to answer some frequently asked questions. How long do I have access to the course? You have a lifetime. So you may start today, and you think, you know what, I want to get in because we are going to have a price increase at the first of the year. So you might say, I want to get started, I at least want to buy in now, but I really can't get started until January, February. That's okay. You just go ahead and get your agreement done. Go ahead. There's no limit to whenever you can start this. You can start it next week. You can start it in 2 months. You can start it even next year, or sometime next year if you want to. But you have a lifetime access to the course. You need help, call us. We're going to help you go through that particular training course, whatever you might need. When does this course start and finish? Well, the course starts now and it never ends. As you can see here, folks, this is more than just 15 hours worth of training. This is only when we're talking about here, we're talking about the live one-on-one training. Your training with us never stops. As you can see there, we're doing a webinar for our business owners this coming Friday. Now, again, that's not open up to you. Your webinars are on Wednesdays. There's no cost for you to be on those. But those that are business owners, we're always training them. And so your training never stops. I bet you some of the folks that have been here have had hundreds of hours worth of training here with American Business System. So it's not just 15 hours. Finally, what if I'm unhappy with the course? I've already mentioned to you that within the first 30 days, if you decide that it's not for you, just email us back at support@absystems.com. and we'll arrange for you to get a refund. That's our promise to you. That is in the first page of the agreement. If you haven't gotten an agreement yet, you want to go get it, ask to be sent to you. It'll be in a link. You can go review it, download it, check it out. You have your attorney, CPA, and have them look it over. Folks, that's so what does 15 hours of medical look like? It's more than 15 hours. It's hundreds of hours, really, of our investment with you. Pindo's asking, does ABS also give a website? Yes. Chanel says, thank you, Eric. I appreciate you saying that a little bit earlier there. I did get that. Thank you. I've already mentioned to you, obviously, about the 30-day money-back guarantee. So let me kind of just share with you, again, some of them are new. This is that other document I was telling you about. Get the research guide. Ask to get a link of this from your business coach. You're going to want to have that as you're doing your due diligence. Secondly, I've already mentioned to you a couple of times about our YouTube page. Go out to our YouTube page.com/YBABS. If you didn't get a chance to go listen to the interview I did with Patrick Phillips last Wednesday, please go do that. You're going to love it. Then a few weeks earlier than that, I did one with Adam Phillips, kind of shared some insights to there. And then, gosh, we talked about how much you can make. What if I don't know how to do medical billing next? We've got tons and tons and tons of stuff out there. James says, lots of great info, Eric. I figured, James, by as long as you've been on here, you probably know everything. You probably helped join me on a webinar by now. So, but it's good to know that I'm giving even you some information there. So it's good to see you there. Appreciate it, James. The other thing you can do is make some calls. Let's get you signed up and talk with some business owners here at American Business Systems. These are not employees of ABS. These are people that are their own business owners. They've got clients, from state to state and across the country. Talk with them. They'll tell you I'll back this up. If you hear me or Dr. Rackner or Patrick Phillips or Adam Phillips, any of us that do these webinars, don't believe us. Call up these folks here. Spend some time with them. I've already mentioned to you about doing a demonstration. I don't want to beat that with the stick anymore, but I want you to go see and get the demo. You need to do that. All right. Get the purchase agreement. It's about 5 pages long. Again, as I mentioned on the first page, it talks about the refund. So if you got any concerns about that, share that with your attorney or whatever. And then if you're ready to go, I'd love to get you started. Obviously, why is that? Because we like being successful with other successful people. That's why we do what we do. And we don't ask you to come be a part of the American Business Systems just so that you fail. We want you to be coming in here that you know that you're going to be successful because you're working with a successful company. We've helped literally hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, get started in medical billing over the 30 years that we've been in existence. We know what we're doing. We're going to help you. We're going to make sure you get through your training. We're going to sit side by side with you on a Zoom meeting. We're going to make sure that you've got everything. So if you've got any questions after today's webinar, give us a call here at 866-565-8413, 866-565-8413, or info@absystems.com. It's a great time again to spend my afternoon with you here on this Wednesday. I told you this hour is going to go fast. It goes by faster than what you can think. And then it's just one guy talking here. So Sean, thank you. Appreciate it. James, thank you. Appreciate the kudos over here that are coming in. It's been a wonderful time. I have no idea what we're going to talk about next week, but I promise you it'll be good. I'm actually trying to line up some people to interview. And folks, again, I'll just share this heart to heart with you guys. Folks, like I said, we're 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving. Don't wait till Thanksgiving to give thanks with your family, your friends. Tell people thank you. It's a great time to think about those things. So, because we thank you for being on the webinars, and we look forward to being with you, hopefully as a business owner. So I appreciate everything. Pindo, thank you. What great, an exciting webinar. Appreciate it. We like to be a little lively here, and hopefully it's been helpful more than just a talking head. So we hope you learned some things this afternoon. Listen, y'all have a great afternoon. Pray that you have a great week into your week. Have a great weekend. If you don't join us as a licensee or business owner before next Wednesday, I will see you back here next Wednesday. Y'all have a great week and see you then. Good night, everybody. Yeah, thank you, Dorothy. Oh, next steps. These are the next steps. You see those? There's 6 next steps. If you do anything, Dorothy, just get back with your business coach. They're going to help you through that. But if you want to take a little screenshot of this, you can. Remember, folks, if you want this in a PDF, I've got it in PDF. Just go ask your business coach. They'll get it to you. Thanks, Brenda. Pindo, thank you. Appreciate it. Arvin, thank you. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye, y'all.